So science is supposed to look for truth, and spirituality is supposed to look for truth, right? The difference between the two is science is included in spirituality because spirituality doesn't limit where it looks for truth, including the non-physical, where science is really just limited to physical aspects. They can see the interactions with non-physical things and theorize and hypothesize on those things, but if it can't be measured, it's not really studied that intensely. And consciousness is one of those things. Now, from a spiritual standpoint, we look at truth regardless of whether it can be measured or not. And from a true spiritual standpoint, when they talk about who are you, that's really what it boils down to. Because as you go on this journey, the being going on the journey doesn't change. So that's why when it says know thyself, that's what it's about. It's about knowing who you are, right? As a conscious being, as consciousness itself, as a drop in the ocean, or an ocean in the drop, if you will. Now, there's different levels to it. There's a timing to it as well, because this is an internal thing, because it's like the level of consciousness that you can tune to is like tuning a radio station, but the knobs are internal. So a lot of this is just showing the ability to tune to something different. And the next step is showing the value of that as well. To have discussions to say, well, what is the vision of this higher consciousness
We found a faster
that
route via
we all
East and US 431 South,
can
which
access
saves 11
already?
minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap
Sorry,
no.
it's the GPS going on. But anyway, what is the value of it? So we can talk about these things and really show people the vision so that they can see that it's worth doing their own research and having their own experience, because we're not adding anything to you, right? The spiritual journey, enlightenment, is not adding anything to you. It's subtracting things from you. When the caterpillar makes the cocoon and turns itself into a butterfly, it brings nothing external inside that cocoon. The butterfly is within the caterpillar, and the cocoon, it just quiets itself and stays still, and there's an internal struggle there between the old and the new, but the new emerges. That's kind of what we're seeing with humanity from a collective standpoint, and we'll talk about that because the collective consciousness is evolving, humanity is evolving. So this is part of our evolution. So and I'm just a person that's documenting it, and it's going to be a wild ride, and I'm excited for our potential. And again, it's nothing that I have to create. No one owns the truth.